Math is everywhere.
Today we are going to do two things. First, we are going to order 3 objects by length. Second, we are going to compare the lengths of 2 objects by using a third object. To start, we are going to compare 3 different objects to find out which one is the longest and which one is the shortest. Here I have a pen, a TV remote, and a pair of scissors. My goal here is to put these 3 items in order from the longest on one side to the shortest on another side. In order to do this, first I'm going to lay them all next to each other, like this. I want to make sure that the bases of all the objects line up with each other. So I'm going to line them up like this, making sure that the bottoms are equal. Here I can see that the TV remote is the tallest out of the 3 objects. So I'm going to move that over here. Now I want to find out which one's longer, the pen or the scissors. I can see that the scissors is a greater distance from the bottom to the top of the item, so this is the next longest item. So if I want to put them in order, I have the longest item with the next longest with now the shortest item. Let's do something new now. Let's use a third item to measure 2 other items in order to compare their length. We will use this piece of paper to keep track. Our first item is going to be this pen that we used earlier. Our second item will be this Post-it note. Our third item, which we are going to use to measure both the Post-it note and the pen, will be these paper clips. In order to do this, we are going to count how many paper clips it takes to get the length of each item. Let's start with the Post-it note. Here we have 1, and it takes about half of another paper clip to reach the top of the Post-it. So let's write on our chart that it takes 1.5 paper clips. Now let's measure the pen. To measure the pen, we're going to do the same thing that we just did for the Post-it note. Let's line up paper clips. So we've got 1, 2, and about another half of a paper clip. So on our chart, we are going to record that it takes 2.5 paper clips to reach the length of the pen. Now let's compare them. The number of paper clips that it takes to reach the length of the pen is larger than the number of paper clips it takes to reach the length of the Post-it. Therefore, we know that the pen will be longer than the Post-it note. Let's do this again with different items. This time, we are going to measure a paper clip and a jar lid. The item that we are going to use to measure both of these items will be a penny. Here I have a stack of pennies that we can use. Let's start with the paper clip. I'm going to line pennies up along the length of the paper clip. It takes 3 pennies to reach the length of the paper clip. So on our paper, we're going to write 3. Now let's measure the jar lid. We have 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, and 4 pennies. The jar lid takes 4 pennies. Now, we can use this to compare the objects. The paper clip takes 3 pennies, while the jar lid only takes 4 pennies. Because 4 is larger than 3, we know that the jar lid is longer than the paper clip. Because we compared them with the same object, we are also able to say that the jar lid is 1 penny more than the paper clip, because 4 minus 3 is 1. Today, we were able to compare 3 objects together to see which one was longest and which one was shortest, and we were also able to compare two objects using a third object and counting how many of the third object it took to reach the length of each of the other two objects.